PizzaFellas Podcast. Turn your speakers up, we better have a blast. Grab a drink, fill a glass, light a cigar, come on, let's make it last. Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe, Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the PizzaFellas.
Welcome again. We are here, episode 4, PizzaFellas Podcast on Spotify. You can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, all right, LinkedIn. Again, Sal Rufino,
Antonio DeFlora,
Joe Rufino,
Oliver Nasri.
Fuck him.
and
me.
we have our buddy Jay from Catty Corner here hanging out with us today.
Woo! Hey, Jay.
Oh, yeah, Jay.
Let it loose.
Thank you much, guys. Thank you.
He doesn't leave
Good
us.
to have you.
So just for our audience, so they know, those who are joining us, Jay and Jerry, if you just see them on an episode here and there, they're not a special guest. It's normal. They're part of our crew. We've been doing it for about 2 to 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
And we smoke cigars, hang out. We know their families. We hang out at each other's houses. So if you ever see them on here, it's because we love their insight. We respect their opinions on the business, and we want them involved.
And we drink a lot.
And they drink and smoke cigars like we do. So
And we hang outside of the business too. Sunday, Saturday, shooting, ATVing.
Yeah, we do it
scuba
all.
diving. What's that shit
That
called
can
when
get
you're
a
on the
little
mountain?
dangerous.
Cliff diving. Oh, yeah. Actually, we did. Remember that?
Jerry and Jay all got the boats.
Yeah.
You guys are boating together.
Yeah. I don't have nothing.
But we choose to be here with you fine fellas tonight.
Thank you. Jay.
Thank you. All right.
And
So
on
here
the
we
board,
go.
we forgot about our man on the board here.
Episode
Justin
4,
Corsa.
we are going to, and Justin,
Oh,
yes,
Justin
has
on the
about
board.
that.
Justin on the board.
Justin Corsa, Internet.
We all know that. And so tonight, guys, episode 4, we're going to be talking about our first segment about the restaurant atmosphere. So let's get right into it.
So I brought this up, and years ago I kind of came up with this, and I kind of called it the beige effect. When you walk into a restaurant, it could be a pizza shop, a burger place, even you have some of these. You walk into anywhere where there's an environment where consumers are coming in to purchase, and I always say that there's 5 very important things that need to happen when a consumer or a group of people walk into an establishment. And the first point is someone says hello. So a voice from somewhere can say, whether you have somebody greeting them at the door or somebody's in position, say, hey, hello, how are you? Welcome. I mean, in my restaurant, I'll yell from halfway across the restaurant. I have a projecting voice. Hello, how are you? Welcome to Biaggi, whatever it's going to be. And that's a very important thing. The second thing, I always see the second point of value that I see, and these can interchange, but would be a noise. And that noise being what? Toe-tapping music. You're not walking into silence, and you're not walking into
death metal
crickets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're hearing the walls, and the walls are just telling you, get out.
Painful.
Get out.
Correct.
Painful.
It's painful. The third point is you walk in, now you have no hello, you have no music, no noise, and the TVs are off. The hallway back by the bathrooms has the light off because they're trying to save electricity because that's going to save them so much fucking money. Now, you have those first 3 points. Then the fourth point is you're trying to search for some savior and there's no Wi-Fi. And you're like, oh, shit, what am I going to do now? And then you look around as the fifth point I bring up, it's atmosphere. And a lot of times when you walk into this scenario, what you're going to see is you'll see the white ceiling tiles. You'll see ceiling fans that are there. They're not operating. Maybe a little dust on them. Who knows? The walls are beige, off-white of some sort. The tile on the floor is beige. And I'm not criticizing that, but maybe if they would have the first 4 points showing up, the beige wouldn't hit you so hard. But there is a science to atmosphere, and one of the keys is colors. The reds, some golds or yellows, some tans or even some burst of an orange in there or something, browns. There's tones in the science of doing this business that can actually make consumers feel more welcome. But going back to the first point, I mean, guys, have you all experienced that?
100%.
All the time.
Or you got the guy behind the counter with the hoodie on, and that's your guy that's going to, and you get a what's up. Because you finally make it to the counter, and it's like, you look around and say, what am I doing here?
Great point. Because, you're walking into a modern age pizzeria today. Modern age, meaning, first, here's how I look at it. I go into, I'm just using a pizzeria as an example, or for that matter, a restaurant. You walk in, you're greeted, number one. Number two, does it smell like a restaurant or does it smell like a fucking urinal?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
From the Clorox the night before, the bleach, that drives me nuts.
Like, come on, let it smell. You know what my father used to do? My father used to get garlic and onions and start sauteing them. Like, what are you doing?
Make it smell like a restaurant.
Make it smell
like a restaurant.
Right?
Smell.
So
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and it would go through the Ansel system.
Well, we take
and then
it for
go
granted
outside
at our store
and people
we always
smell
got
it.
garlic going.
That's a deep.
That's what, no, that's
for
what
him to think like that. That's
yeah,
pretty
because
in-depth.
that's what it was. That's
I know,
what's
but
up.
that's a lot.
That's it. That's what it was.
A normal person this
You
day
know,
Right.
wouldn't think.
these guys are spot on.
It should smell.
Spot
Listen,
on.
if I go to a mechanic,
Joe said.
it's gonna smell like a fucking car. If I go to a Home Depot or a Lowe's, it's gonna smell like a Home Depot or a Lowe's. But if I go to a pizza shop or a restaurant, I want it to smell like a pizza shop or a restaurant.
You don't want to walk into a mortuary.
Right.
You want to walk into atmosphere. And I think this is some of the biggest mistakes that operators make is just not realizing, a lot of them have TVs, they have music, they have the ability to have Wi-Fi, but instead of engaging in it and making it, something that the customers are going to have an immediate experience with, they don't realize the value in just having those few aspects done or changing up a few colors in the shop.
You know what, though, Joe? It goes back to the point that you made in the very beginning with customer. It's all customer. We're all in a customer service business, period.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
3 simple words that go a long way. Hello and thank you.
Yep.
I say that to my staff all the time.
Yeah.
You always acknowledge somebody when they're walking in the door, and you always thank them for their business as they're exiting your door.
Yes.
I mean, so
Thank you for coming in. Thank you. I mean, I say it all the time.
Let's say you don't have a real welcoming and inviting place, but you're personal with your guests.
You're appreciative.
Like I walk the tables and I say hello. How's everything tonight? And thank you for your business. Appreciate you being here. It goes a
long way.
A real long way. Now let's get back to the atmosphere part of it. Another part of having a nice atmosphere with the TVs and stuff is your bathrooms. I always say the bathrooms tells what your kitchen's going to be like.
Yes.
What's going to be delivered out of your kitchen will be defined by what your bathrooms
Cleanliness
look like.
of your bathrooms.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, if I go in a place and it's got a crappy looking bathroom,
100%.
Oh, it gets you nervous.
8 out of 10 times, I'm not eating there.
Nope.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. But
Here's
colors and everything are
here's another
mean
thing too,
everything.
Jay.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
another thing too. So you're seated, right? And I've been to places where I was seated, and you wait because, as today's perfect world, you're short-staffed, and there's no waitress and no waiter, and great, boom, boom, boom. Okay, after you get seated, they give you the menus and all that. But then, you know what I tend to do? I'm my own critique.
Absolutely.
So I'm there, and then I see the waitress touching her hair, the waiter picking his nose, on their phone. You know what that tells me? That you don't fucking care.
That's it.
Yeah.
And if you don't care, does the staff in the back care? Number 3, does the owner care? No. So what kind of
They're
food?
not paying attention to detail.
So that in return, in that full circle, that food that's coming out to us, what kind of food are you serving me? Because if you don't care about that, how do those people in the back care about cleanliness?
Well, that's it.
the
It's
thing
what
is-
kind of environments the food going to be in.
Correct.
I think a lot of times guys just aren't aware of these factors. They're not. So the purpose of us explaining this is it's not a criticize. It's we're giving you an idea. That's what the whole podcast is about. We're suggesting to you a self-evaluation and say, hey, is this happening? So start at your front door, walk in, or just watch somebody walk, or is anybody addressing that? Are you engaging that? And if not, it's not something bad. You can always change. Are you not having your TVs on? Are you the guy that has the hallway where the bathrooms are with the light off? Are you the guy that says every time you walk out of the walk-in, shut the light off? Well, I can tell you this. If you're only going in that walk-in enough to shut it off twice a day, like it's got to be off all day, then I don't know if you really should be there. And I'm not trying to say anything bad, but we're in and out of the walk-ins freaking 300 times a day. We got 3 walk-ins in a freezer. And those things are moving like a Ferrari all freaking day. So
I actually saw a Ferrari before I got here.
well, the point is that those little things aren't going to make you money. It's these things that help create, hopefully, some lasting money.
Now, you hit 2 points. Acknowledge the customer as they walk in, but also, if you seat that customer, if the waitresses are busy, don't just keep walking by acting like you don't know that customer's there.
Make sure somebody gets to the table.
At least say, listen, I'll be with you in a second. We're really busy right now. At least make a comment that they know you're there.
Yeah,
we do it all the time, though, at the shop. Like, we'll see somebody at the table. We'll like, hey, did somebody get to you? You know, because it can happen.
Exactly.
I see it.
To be perfect doesn't mean.
I see it when I'm busy on a Friday night. And you could ask my dad. You could ask my wife, Ashlyn. I'll be at the pizza place. Say I got 100-some pizzas in front of me on a real busy night. Line out the door. I can tell if a table has not been brought to. And I'll stop making pizzas and I'll say, who has table 20? Who has table 8? I can tell they're looking for. I just from scanning the restaurant, my mind knows right away. From a person's face, I can do it like that.
That's an eye of an owner. Is exactly what that is.
No one else can see them. And all these people, me, the busiest guy making fucking pizza, sees it.
There's an old Italian saying. You know what it is? The owner of a horse, if the owner is not there, the horse will never get fat.
That's true.
If you feed your horse is going to run right. I hate if a waitress or a waiter walk over something and not pick it up. You know what that shows me? It's dysfunctional. Your place, I'm not saying fucking pick up a toothpick because you're not going to see it. But if you keep on stepping over a napkin, a fork.
I pick it up all the time.
Listen, it starts from the
We
head.
just had, what was it, Friday night? I had
you're
a customer, they're at 19 and a customer at 20. We were packed. But, we get in there, we tell people we're going to turn. We get the tables turned. But I jump from behind the counter. I got a busser on. We've got a team on. I'm not mad that I have to but the people want to get seated, and they don't want to see.
It's just acknowledgement.
Owners or people standing there. They want to see us aggressively cleaning the tables, getting it clear, getting it sanitized, getting the next person sat, getting things moved along.
And for the most part, faster than, no disrespect, but the regular employees, because we know we got to get this going.
Gotta get this going.
Absolutely. It has to, I jump in all the time. I'm cleaning dishes. I'm running beers. I'm running drinks. I'm doing what I got to do.
It's your baby.
But you know what? Let me just say something real quick. Let's get back to. I was on episode 2. Thanks for having me, by the way. And we talked a little bit about social media advertising and advertising. Now, let's get back to the atmosphere here real quick that we're talking about.
Yeah, of course.
The exceptional bathroom and all that stuff. What do you think that's going to do for you on the form of advertising? That's word-of-mouth advertising. Because if you got a nice, clean place, people are going to tell people. You can't advertise that out on social media. I mean, you can take photos and stuff of it, but the best form of advertising is word of mouth.
The bathroom's a great thing because I've been in some places, up by the Pocono region. I got a place up there. You guys have been there. But I've been into some places up there that you walk in and are spot on clean, and you go into the bathroom, and it's the most outdated bathroom, but you want to know what it is? It's sanitized and clean.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that the urinal isn't from 1980.
Right.
So what? It works and it's clean. And the toilet's clean. The bathroom is clean. Everything is clean. So it's about the cleanliness. So you may not have the most up-to-date looking, but I go to those places all the time, and I preach about them saying, hey, you got to go. The food is good. It's mom and pop. Always go mom and pop.
Yeah, it's word of mouth. But I want to talk real quick about the colors. So we talked about the colors. I have an article here from Modern Restaurant Management, and it says reds are the most effective hues for increasing, colors for increasing hunger. Oranges increase mental activity, making customers think of healthy foods and helping them feel more comfortable in their surroundings. And if you're a restaurant with a lively atmosphere, consider yellows. Yellow is associated with energy, happiness, which can benefit the restaurant and create a party-like experience. And so that's just, and this was September 7th, 2023. So this is 22.
When I was telling Joe earlier before we started this, when I was putting together the Catty Corner, I read a lot about colors, inviting colors, different colors that make you feel invited, warm, welcome. There's certain colors that you don't want to paint that'll make you feel full and stuff like that. So you got to stay away from those colors, and that's why I think we put together a real nice color selection within the place, similar to what your restaurant
colors,
is.
I'll tell you what colors could do, and we see this all the time at Biagio's. We'll see people come in and have lunch, 2.5, like table can sit, we'll manipulate around it. We don't have a big dining room, we got 21 seats inside, and then we got 6 tables outside, which is benefiting at the times.
21 tables, you mean, Joe?
21 tables, yeah, inside. So what I'm getting at is, though, we'll have people sit 2 to 3 hours having their social media. They've eaten their salads. We still fill up their glasses of water with sodas because we give free refills on soda. It doesn't bother. You know what that tells me from day one, from 10 years ago when I opened up, that's what I wanted. I wanted people to feel comfortable. So every time I see it, and day in and day out we see that, I've achieved my goal because the atmosphere is making it happen. I get told at least 24 times a week, what station you have on, what kind of music. We play 70s, we play 60s, we play the 80s. That's what we stick with. It's what works, it's what's good. And you'll even periodically, we have AC/DC on because now that period of music is a period of time where people of our age has respect for that. So
look at perfect examples. Look at Virginia Tech. They got that. They come out that Enter the Sandman Metallica.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Everybody loves it.
Penn State. It's Sweet Caroline. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you go to the colleges. It's continuous. These are songs that will never be outdated, and they help your business.
We were talking about getting your service quick, but if you don't do these things, we were talking about atmosphere, you're not going to have to worry about that because you're not going to have the customers in there to fill the tables anyway.
But even TVs, too. Not only colors. I mean, TVs. Having these big TVs all around.
You don't even have to have the sound on those TVs. You got a Saturday afternoon, you got college football on, you got music playing, but people just want to look up and see that TV.
They want to see the game.
I'm going to say something here, and this goes back years, and Joe could probably testify to this. Actually, he will testify to it. So when my dad had pizzerias out in North Jersey, and he was at one pizzeria called Napoli Pizza in Lodi, New Jersey, in the early 80s, I was a young fucking punk. But I would go there.
Old punk.
And now I'm an old fucking punk. But I lived only 2 blocks away. And you're talking about 82, 83. I remember, either walking there or on your BMX and all that bullshit. I remember walking.
Because we weren't allowed to ride the BMX with our friends. We had to go help at the pizza shop. Who's washing the dish? So
I remember going into this fucking pizzeria, and like it was this morning. You walk in, the fucking place is packed. He was in a shopping center. There was a Burger King. There was a Pergament. Remember Pergament? Yeah. Like before the Lowe's and the fucking Home Depots.
Yeah, Pergaments.
Yes. There was a Hallmark store. There was the post office next door. Hakami was down the street. Right? Came up. You walked into this place, if you went to the counter and you said, "Can I have a pizza?" The fucking guy behind the back would be like, "What?" What? You couldn't hear him. The music was like decibels.
From the AM/FM speaker.
he had fucking Z100 at the time.
Z100.
Fucking blasting. I'm talking about you couldn't hear a slice or a root beer, because that's where I go
from
for.
From the top of the Empire, Z100.
From the top of the Empire State Building, Z100.
Yeah.
Give me some money for that one, boy. But understand, from the 80s to today, 2023, going into 2024, God willing, is you got to be savvy in this. I don't want to walk into
Wait, I got to say this. And nobody was allowed to say lower the music.
God forbid.
What I gonna listen to?
And the best part is, with all that racket going on, people screaming, fucking music, he could hear that, still hear that register. Bang! I mean, that register. Bang, bang, bang. If that register, I'm talking about the old school register, you had a bang. Yeah. If that shit didn't bang, something was wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
And God forbid somebody asked for a box for 4 slices.
And no air conditioning, fucking sweating on pizza. Man. And people were eating cigarette by the fucking making pizza like this.
You're smoking behind the counter.
That has some tie in the atmosphere, because think about it.
Back in the day.
Think about the atmosphere back in the day.
Sal, I'm telling you, you couldn't hear shit. Nothing. You couldn't hear hello. Nothing. All you heard was the music, and it was beyond loud. Like you walked out, you're like,
yeah, but you're
my fucking
sweating.
ears
Yeah,
hurt.
but you're sweating. And then large
cigarettes.
pepperoni.
Yeah.
Large pepperoni. Hey, you over there. You're not here. I got a large pepperoni.
Yeah.
What's the matter? You don't listen. Get over here and get your pizza. They said, and the guy, I'm sorry. You should be. I'm over here working. I'm getting nervous.
Or the best was at 3 o'clock, somebody come in for a pizza. Come back later. We'll make it in a half hour. And they come back.
We're eating lunch. I got to bust the
I wish
broccoli
you all
in the
could
back.
see Joe's veins popping out when he was doing that.
But
Listen,
so they were on to something
how
back
many
then.
times your father yelled back in the days in that atmosphere? And us, your head would just go down. Ooh, man, I got to turn.
No, the best was, I can't forget this uniform. It was white pants, white and
shirt.
red striped shirt.
Yeah.
Everybody had the white dickies.
No, and sometimes they
The
would
white,
have,
red shirts.
for some fucking reason, every now in the blue, he had to wear the fucking paper hat because of the health inspector come. The fucking thing that you're
The boat
paying.
hat. The boat hat.
Yeah.
The health inspector while he's smoking a cigarette,
yeah.
making a pizza. Hey, how are you?
Oh, and the Sicilians were so tough on those days. Well, it's a lunch. You're coming now. What's the matter? You're breaking my balls, and now you gotta wait. Have a slice to sit down. I'm busy.
God forbid
You guys, I can't deal with you right now. I'm busy.
And mind you, the pizzas were in clay boxes. So those
Yeah.
fucking hot boxes are 500 fucking degrees when he gave it to you. And God forbid you ask for a plate. You need a plate for what?
You know, dine in.
Yeah. Like,
What?
it
You
was like-
want to eat it with a plate? I put a tray. You sit at the table. Why do you? Are you kidding? What? What do you say?
Who is the biggest TV in the valley? That's what I want to know. Who's the biggest TV?
No idea.
I mean, we
biggest
we
what?
put 55
TV,
inches.
Caddy corner.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What size you have?
I get it. My
what the
biggest is
fuck
86.
does that have to do anything, Oliver?
Yeah, I don't know where this is here. Well, this is Oliver, but you
Why
guys,
is he here?
You guys chose to have him here. Don't blame it on me.
What the fuck does that have to
He
do?
just asked me a
We're not
question,
talking
you
about
know?
fucking pizza.
But
This
you know
is
what?
an atmosphere segment.
Well, here,
is
back in
what I
those
count.
days, though, I could say this much: very
What
few
the fuck
pizza
does that have
shops
to do
in the
with fucking
70s and
pizza?
80s had TVs. You know what I mean? Because the owners, the Sicilians that I worked with, it was like, what I got to do?
I'm done, man.
I got
I'm
to put a
smoking, I'm
TV,
going
so
home.
I leave. You're going to watch your TV and not do your work? Yeah.
You fucking
That's
believe
what they
this
used to
shit?
say. You know?
Dude, we at Westgate Pizza, Dominic had this
What'd you have, the
fucking
tube TV?
19-inch tube
13
TV.
channel?
The only thing you were allowed to watch was New York teams, Mets, Jets, Knicks. And if
Black and
the
white?
Phillies were
Was it
on,
black
you
and
wouldn't turn
white?
on. Yeah,
black and white.
you weren't allowed to turn it on at all. And every night when we closed at 11, there would be somebody there. Some kid would be there. I'd give him 2 slices and a soda for cleaning the ashtrays and mopping the floor and taking the garbage out.
Real quick, I got a question though. What year did they stop allowing you to smoke in pizza shops?
Not too long ago.
No, it was in the 90s.
No,
It was
Joe.
in the 90s.
No,
Yeah.
no, it was in 2000 something.
No, 2000.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I think
No, I was
Antonio
a kid.
right. I think it was.
It
somewhere
wasn't
in the
2000. I
2000s.
remember.
Well,
Look
I'm
it
saying
up.
behind
It
the
might-
counter.
I swear
I'm
to
saying,
God, it must have been in like 2004,
It's-
2005.
Yeah, but it got frowned upon behind the counter.
Yeah,
in
but then they went
mid
hard on
90s
it.
to late
Yeah,
90s.
you're right.
You
And
remember?
then they went
Yeah.
hard and they said no more smoking in the restaurants and stuff. But that was something that just it evolved. As, you know, the whole thing against cigarettes evolved. You know, but what are you going to do? I mean, that's time.
So it
I
says
think it's great, to be honest.
Go ahead,
with you.
Sam.
It's
It
all
says-
good
I like
stories.
smoking a cigar. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh, me too. I think
I
it's-
can't now. I can't. I don't want to be nowhere near smoke when I'm eating.
No,
the-
nor do I. I
the
agree.
smoking
100%.
ban wasn't till October 1st, 2003 across
Everything. Gotcha.
That's what
So
it
it started in the late 90s, carried on to the
Yeah, no, but by 99,
But they avoided it.
We stopped. You know what I mean? Like
They avoided it
We
some
weren't
way or another.
smoking, you know, in front of people. We were smoking outside, and you know, we
Oh, so
courteously changed for that.
Justin just showed me PA 2008.
That's right.
Oh, is
Wow.
that right? 2000?
Yeah.
2008.
Well, I know my restaurants I had up till that we had no smoking in them. So I mean, I know that was going.
Either way, I'm just
Either
saying
way.
it was the atmosphere back in the 70s, 80s, even the early 90s.
It was different times.
Was different times.
Listen,
you know?
Alabama. What was that big coach for Alabama? The legendary guy.
Oh, Bear
Bear Bryant.
Bear Bryant.
Bear Bryant. There's videos of him smoking on the sidelines during the games. I mean, it was on the NFL. I mean, it was a common
normal
practice
thing.
in the 70s to early 80s.
Well,
Guys were smoking.
another thing that in atmospheres that's a little different. Back then, you would see pizza shops with the video games. They got the Pac-Man.
Oh,
had
yeah.
them.
Asteroids,
Asteroids.
Pac-Man.
You don't really see that much.
No, you see poker machines
Tron.
now.
Poker machines, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you see
you got the
poker
skill
machines, you
machines
got
and all
the
that.
skill
Yeah,
machines,
everybody's with the skill machine.
but you don't really see that anymore. Where those people would hang out, at the old school and just play games, get a slice, get a
But you know
soda.
those old Atari games, man, they're bringing in some bucks if you
Yeah.
find them.
Listen,
Yeah.
we did so well in the 70s and early 80s on those games. My father took 2 tables out. And the handle, our handle, like think about this going back then, it was $600 to $700 a week on our cut.
What was the name of your dad's pizza shop, Joe, in the Valley?
It was Salvatore Rufino's Pizza at 19th and Allen Street, which my nephew Sal now operates and stuff. But
Shout out to Sal.
Yeah,
He
shout
should
out to
actually
my
be
nephew.
on here.
Yeah, one day
gotta
we
get-
got
gotta
to
get him on here.
How
Yeah, we
about
gotta
Sal
bring him
Venezia with Pizza Como on
Yes,
Union
Sal
Boulevard?
Venezia, Pizza
I
Como.
put
God
that.
bless-
That's the shop I missed
Yes.
because he had a whole back room that was just a big arcade, and that
God
thing
bless
was
the-
filled
God
all the
bless the
time.
dead.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, that was the best place.
God bless the dead. He passed. But,
God bless his soul.
yeah.
He was listen. He had the vineyard over there.
Yeah.
And the meetings that would take place up there, probably with Luigi and them coming up from Piscataway.
Yeah.
What was it, Friday they'd meet there to eat or something, the stories we heard? I mean, I would only have loved to sat in on a bunch
With
of those
Pino Di
meals.
Girolamo and all.
That had to be some good conversation.
Of course.
Some good conversation. But
getting
listen,
Antonio.
back to this. What do you got there? What other stats you got for us, Antonio?
The other thing is, what fucking irks me too is signage. You got a broken sign outside.
Yep.
Come on, bro. Fucking fix your sign.
Unless you've been there for 50 years,
I
then
mean,
it's okay.
it's a light. Fucking call the sign company, put the light on. No signage on. Come on. I mean,
A lot of guys, there's 2 aspects to this I got to say. All right, so we're talking about if you're opening up or you got a place that has this kind of situation where you can check out your atmosphere and hopefully make yourself better. But if you end up in places like Brooklyn or even probably Philly, in some of the cities, there are some pizza shops that just are selling pizza and they're still with the old paneling on the walls.
Yeah, it's good.
But everybody that goes in there, it's that those walls, if they could talk, they're telling 70 years of stories, and the owners won't change them, and there's nothing the matter with that either. They just sell pizza. They don't have the counters, the modern day counters. They're still the 7 or 8 toppings that originally were out there, but they're killing it. They're in sections of the city where, you've got I would say within square blocks radius, probably a couple 100,000 people, and they've got legends to it,
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
All right, well, real quick, we're going to take a break here. We are going to continue with more restaurant atmosphere, and we're going to have Jay still on, and we're going to try some pizza too.
Yeah.
So we'll be back. Give us
Let's hope
about
they all enjoyed it.
5-10 minutes. Just take a piss break quick, and we'll be back.
good.
what the fuck are you talking about with the heating?
I was giving him a prop.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Wait, so with restaurant atmosphere, and we bring up.
Cheers.
All right,
Hello,
Oliver, I'm not
cheers.
fucking talking to you.
Hello.
It's a PizzaFellas
Buffalo
Podcast.
Trace. All right. We are back. That's the good old Buffalo Trace taking a shot here. Episode 4 here, PizzaFellas Podcast. We were talking about earlier about restaurant atmosphere. We hit a lot of good points. We had Jay on from Catty Corner.
And we're not done with that.
We are not done with that. We'll come back with that in the 3rd segment. But we got a special guest here today. I'm going to let Antonio introduce her.
So we have Miranda Musa from Randy's Pizza in Southside Bethlehem.
Got a crowd applause there.
The
There we
mic
go.
come up.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I got something else. So 201 Mechanic Street, Southside Bethlehem, 610-419-0053. She's on Facebook and Instagram, Randy's Pizzeria. So we have her here. She bought some pizza. It looks like a plain.
No, this is a pepperoni, right? Correct, Miranda?
Yes, sir.
That's
And
a
then
pepperoni?
we have, yes. and
Oh, the
then we-
pepperoni's underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
plain is still in the
A
box.
good way to do it.
I
Cheers
figured
to
I'd
Okay,
try.
that's different. That's different.
Do
I
you taste
actually.
it?
And then what else do you have
And which
there?
one is there?
That's half German, half white garlic.
Oh,
Half German, half white garlic.
Well, you know what? Let's try it out quick. Why not? Let's do it. Oliver, can you pass us those plates, sir?
Yes,
What do
sir.
you want?
So
Plain.
The white,
Plain?
wanna
Let's see.
talk
Can we get a
into the mic?
plain from the back there? You want
Yeah. So the white garlic is It's a garlic paste that I make myself. It's
Okay.
something that my grandmother taught me how to make when I was like
Let me try the white
a little
garlic.
girl. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So- try that.
Because I'm half Lebanese.
Does that have to do with?
You're
I was
half
going to say
Lebanese?
being
Yeah.
Middle
I just was
Eastern.
going to say that.
Okay.
Middle
Completely,
Eastern.
yeah.
As
So
soon as
it's
you,
garlic paste.
I
Is
thought
that
it too.
good?
Yeah, it's my doom.
exactly.
That's my rendition.
That's
of
why I
doom.
said, you know
Yeah.
me, I am half Syrian.
So did you go to culinary school, or did you start out in a pizzeria? Did your father own pizza shops, or what?
So my father owns a pizza shop. He owns Rocco's Pizza in Phillipsburg, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
A nice shop, by
Nice
the
shop.
way. I've been in there. It's got great atmosphere, too.
Yeah,
It really does.
They've been there for 22
Plain.
years. My aunt actually owned it before my father.
Oh, nice.
My dad's older sister, and she owns Betty's Lunch right in Wilson, on
Just
Northampton.
talk a little closer to the
on,
mic.
on
Yep.
Northampton Street, and yeah, so I've literally been in the kitchen doing this since I was tall enough to see over the equipment.
Very nice. And
That's how it started.
how long have you been at Randy's?
Randy's will be 3 years this Friday, September 8th.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Very, very exciting. Yeah.
Congrats. But I have to interject quick. This is
Yeah. Good garlic
that
base.
tomb. Oh man,
I like the tomb.
that is.
Yeah.
I'm half Syrian, guys. My mom, she was born there, so I'm very used to all the Middle Eastern culture and the food. And I got to say,
I mean,
We
our
make
family
our own-
goes through pounds
yeah,
of garlic
pounds
a
of
week.
garlic a
I mean,
week,
just
so-
Monday and Sunday with the
This is a-
barbecues.
this
we
is a
must
good
have did
twist.
About 7 pounds of garlic.
it's freaking delicious. I got
Yeah.
to give you a lot of credit. Very good.
The tomb is great on it.
The plane is excellent.
Thank you.
And you just popped this out of the oven not too long ago, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, 21 minutes from here.
Good.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
Great job.
Shop, yeah.
What days are you open, Miranda?
Monday through Saturday,
Okay.
11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
But if I'm there, I'm making pizza.
Do you deliver?
Absolutely, I do free delivery.
You do?
Yeah, free delivery within a 3.5 mile radius. And then I use Slice
You do, and that's the only platform you really use.
completely. Yeah.
That's a good platform.
Okay.
It
okay.
is.
It is. It's a good platform.
It's solid, and my place
is.
is so small. If I was to intervene with,
Nah,
Grubhub,
you're better
DoorDash,
off with Slice.
Do you use their POS system?
I don't use a POS system, and
Really?
I never will.
Why is
Really?
that?
It's not fast enough for me. I've never met a POS system that can operate to the high volume that I want.
Okay.
Not at all.
At
I'd
your
rather-
speed, yeah.
Exactly. And I do everything myself. So
No, the reason I ask is because Slice, as we were talking about them, shout out to Slice.
Yeah.
We do a lot of work with them, but they also have a POS system made for smaller pizzerias that do high volume.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I asked, because it's a great system. And you get all the orders through them. You get your free website. You get, you know what I mean? It's all included in the package.
You work by yourself in the store?
I mean,
Do you have any help at all? You have
guess.
driver, of course, because you said you have delivery.
I do have a delivery driver.
Okay.
Yes, he's there all day, every day, and then I have one other person that kind of just is just a second set of hands. Otherwise, I do everything myself.
Good
Right.
for you.
All
I try
right.
to do everything myself. Ideally.
So the extent of your menu, is it like a diner menu, or what I mean by diner is like pages long,
yeah.
or is it?
It's definitely not pages long.
Okay.
It's not pages long. I do have a pretty extensive menu.
Okay.
You have full variety from cold sandwiches, hot sandwiches, parmesans, not parmesans.
Okay.
But the biggest thing is I make everything fresh to order.
Nice.
So you can just add or remove anything to everything.
So if you had to say what as your customer base, your loyal customers, what do they go to? Do they go to pizzas, or do they go through like cheesesteaks for you, or sandwiches? And if they do go through pizza, what is that go-to pizza that they go to?
So it's definitely primarily pizza. It's been pizza since the rip, thankfully, because that's the idea.
Right.
And also a lot of sandwiches, cheesesteaks for sure.
Okay.
Cold sandwiches are hot and cold. They're either all the time or they're nothing. You know what I mean? It's just
I see what you're saying.
everything varies.
Are you making your own bread or you bring bread in?
I bring bread in. I get it delivered fresh every day from Madison, New Jersey,
Nice.
Who are you using?
Venice.
Good
Oh.
company.
From Garfield, New Jersey, you mean?
Venice
Garfield. It
Venice
is
is a good
Garfield.
bakery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's so many great bakeries.
Yeah, that was.
There's so many.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get
Now,
into
to
that,
quick
but-
tie in my question, we were talking about atmosphere
Yeah.
earlier. What's your input or opinion on, a restaurant or even a smaller pizzeria atmosphere? We talked about when someone walks in, say hello, say goodbye, say thank you. Those are key things that,
It's all important. My place is so small. When somebody walks in, if I'm not right there, I can be in the back of the place, and I know they're walking in, and I'll be like, I'll be right there, and then I come up and take care of it, and
Do you have music going?
always.
Yeah.
And what kind of music are you playing?
Music for me is everything under the sun.
Okay.
I don't
mind
there's
that.
never
Yeah.
not a time in my day like that I'm not listening to music. That's how I manage my pizzas. That's how I time how long my pizzas need till I have to turn them.
Oh,
and change
that's a
them.
concept.
It's,
Okay.
of course, it's a 3.5 to 4.5 minute timer.
Yeah.
Every single song is 3.5 to 4.5 minute
Right.
timer, no matter what it is. And so all my music, my playlist, so I know my music, and that's how I
That's
do a lot
interesting.
of it.
So now,
Yeah.
being at a small shop, are you happy at being small? Because, at today's age and time and what we're in, being short-staffed and trying to find good, responsible people that come
Are
in.
you short-staffed?
I wouldn't say I'm short-staffed. I staff what I want it to be because I
So you're
primarily
comfortable
rather just do what
within
I
your
want.
operation and
Yeah.
how many people you have?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable.
My question, getting to that, is do you want to expand to a bigger place, or are you content where you're at now?
No, I definitely, even going into this was like the goal was to within 3 to 5 years
To go a little bit
be
bigger.
going bigger. And I'm definitely working on that.
Good for you.
Yeah, working on that, getting on my way to there.
How many square feet are you now?
Less than 800.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have no
When you
tables.
say big, your interpretation of it, 1,500, 1,800, 2,000?
I would say
Double what you are?
I'd say double just what my kitchen is. I don't care whether people are in or out. I just want people to eat. I like feeding people. I like putting smiles on people's faces,
Nice.
and that's it.
Let's talk about your found fame. You only been in business 3 years with the Lehigh Valley Pizza Shop page that I started. People started coming in there, and you blew up. And
Why do we have this guy here?
you became the queen of pizza in the Lehigh Valley. Let's talk about that.
I want to say it's simply just because of what I bring to the table. You know what I mean? Every single customer that walks through my door is treated like as if I was taking care of myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything I make it as if I'm eating it.
Well, you have to say this much. When you really look at pizza shops in the Valley, how many women owners, young women owners are there? She's probably one of the few. I can say she's the only one I can recall of. And if I'm not bringing somebody into the fold, I do apologize. There's no disrespect meant by it. But, we met her about, a year and a half ago, was it maybe? A year and a half. We brought her in. We talked with her. We had a good time. It was a great night.
Definitely.
Everybody was calling saying, where the hell were you? We kept her out till like 2:30 in the fucking morning. But
Family's family.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Everybody's
no.
checking. But, at that point in time, you kind of take it for granted. In my entire life, I probably met maybe about another 18 other people, but that was nationally.
You're talking about women
That
owners?
We're making pizza. And,
I know.
And they make great pizza. You know what I mean?
know.
No, and it's not that I choose to say there aren't. I wish I could see more. I'd hire one tomorrow.
3.
You know what I mean? My
Yeah,
hands
there's
out.
Nicolosi's. I posted the
5.
woman making pizza there. I don't know.
Oh,
if
really?
she's
Okay.
I don't know if she's involved in ownership.
one, Easton
there.
or Peaver?
Nicolosi, Easton,
He said, okay.
and then Randy. Yeah, those two pizza.
Those
pizza
are the
women.
two that you can recall, and you're out in the
No,
world
I
shopping.
know.
About all time.
I know about a good that I service is about 5.
Okay.
6.
There
Good for
was
them.
the Da Vinci's previous owners. There was the female
Yeah.
owner, but I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah. I don't know either.
So did you grow up in Bethlehem?
No, I'm Easton. Born and
Okay,
raised
so
Easton, Pennsylvania.
Easton.
I graduated Easton 2012.
Okay.
When I graduated Easton, I went to culinary school in Manhattan. I went to Institute of Culinary Education.
Nice.
And then from there, I worked in a couple of different Michelin-starred restaurants. And my dad ultimately needed help on the home front. So
Right.
Yeah.
why
It
not do
always
what I
happens
love,
with
do the
family,
home
right?
front? That's it.
So when
They
you were
need
in
you at some
those Michelin star restaurants, let me ask you, how was the atmosphere in those?
It was definitely different, completely different.
Obviously,
I
yes.
liked it, but I hated the pretentiousness. Nobody actually was there to work together. Nobody,
Everyone's there doing their job.
just for what they
trying to get
just
to the next
where
level.
they can get to.
Yeah,
You know what I
everybody's
mean?
trying to use it under their belt. It's a very disciplined kitchen, though.
Yeah.
Got to say that.
Oh,
and
definitely,
there's,
for
there's,
sure.
if something goes wrong, there is, there's repercussions for it in those
Oh, for
kitchens.
sure.
The chefs are different.
Yeah, completely.
And the chefs, they don't go to the back of the lines. They're in the front of the line.
Yeah.
And they'll criticize you on what's coming through. Our heirloom could be long.
Literally.
I-
And they'll throw it all out.
Tomato just a tin off. That's it. And you can't have a how would I say? You can't have a rainbow feeling in those kitchens.
No.
Not at
You'll
all.
get your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
I know that.
No, it's fucking.
I mean,
true.
you have a good following. I mean, you have you have a good, I would say, a beehive that follows you. You know,
I mean,
which is good.
Which is great.
and
That's good.
It comes down to like when a phone number or a name pops up on my caller ID, I already know what they're going to order. I already know what they want. I accommodate that. Whether it's a sliced order, I know how often they order. I see the name pop up. I already know what's coming. I know what to expect. I know how to incorporate into what I'm already
Good for you.
working and do what I do. And I have one pizza oven, so
You do, just one.
one single pizza oven.
A single, double
A
deck?
single.
Single.
No,
Single?
one single. Yeah.
Like
And
a
it's
single 4-pie
and you
oven?
fit a double?
A single 4-pie oven that I've fit 7 pizzas in a single
4-pie?
Yeah.
16-inch pizzas?
You can't fit 7. 16
I was going to say.
No.
You lay them on
You-
top.
yeah,
we used
no,
to
no.
do it.
Yeah.
You
We
get
did it
four,
years
four
ago.
mediums, you get 4 larges, 2 mediums, and like a gluten free.
My old man used to say, put it there. I would be like,
That's tough.
It is tough.
It is hard. It's hard.
Actually, you
That's
could
tough.
fit in a 4-pie if you got to pinwheel it right.
I've done
5.
I've done 6.
You've done 6.
I've done 6 16-inch pizzas, and they all fit box.
back in the day,
Smoothly.
when we only had the 4-pie ovens, my father, when I was on pizza, the places, how he had me stick pizzas.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And you're propane or natural gas?
Gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about your number one follower, too. You know who that is, right?
Who is it?
James Flamish.
James
Every single
Flamish.
post he puts, have you tried Randy's yet? She's the queen of pizza.
Yeah,
James
He's a good
Flamish.
man. He's a
He
good
probably will.
Who knows? But
He's a good guy. I actually went to middle school with him.
He's a good guy. You know,
He's got me on
Shut the
Snapchat,
fuck up,
so-
Oliver.
He's got me on
Jeez.
Snapchat, so
Now, has he come in live or is it always delivered to his house?
never has he ever
I'm
in
out.
3 years come in and visited Randy's. Nope.
he's never
day
visited.
You'll have to
Never once.
FaceTime him one day to have a personal meeting.
Wait, you don't even know what this guy looks like?
Oh, I definitely know what he looks like.
Oh, okay.
but I
How
How
haven't
do you
seen
not?
him in
Everybody
person.
knows what James looks like.
I was going to say.
Shout out to James Flamish.
Yeah,
There we
he's
go.
all over the board. He's everywhere.
Yeah,
That's
he was a
Oliver's
hardcore
number one guy.
Grossafi follower, all the Grossafis, and then as soon as Randy came on the scene, he was out. He was right to Randy.
He's a gold star member for Lehigh
Well,
Valley
we could
Shop.
act unofficially, officially say she is the queen of Lehigh Valley. Could we say that?
Yeah.
I mean, more or less.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, by the social media
Impact and
impact
all.
she's had and all that, yeah, I would say she's
Got to
made
keep working
she's
hard.
made a
with
big
it, you
impact.
know? Just stay consistent. And,
I'm just starting.
yeah.
There you go.
Well, no, you've been there. You've been there. It's in your blood, so you're not just starting. It's
Right.
just- and you venture that
You're
baby
growing.
young, but you're just going to grow to what you become.
I never even worked a service on a pizza table before the day I opened my restaurant.
Oh, you never made pizza?
I ironically learned how to make pizza like on my spare time 6 months before Randy's.
You opened.
Well,
Yeah,
then you made it.
literally.
You learned how to
No
make
shit.
it. You
Yeah.
pushed yourself and said, let's do
So
it.
you just threw yourself into the fire.
I mean, yeah, kind of to a degree. I mean, my dad was supposed to help me open and get like Randy's like running off the ground, but things don't always work out that
No,
way.
right.
And so I end up having to just work my first ever
You could curse, don't worry.
did it. Yeah.
You could do
Yeah,
it.
so did you take some of your dad's recipe to make your pizza, or did you come up with your own sauce?
Oh
and
no, completely.
Your own thing.
Yeah, no, completely. So everything is based off of what I've learned and grew up doing at Rocco's. Other than like the ratio difference was wild. I mean, my dad's the numbers and amount of pizza that he puts out in a day compared to what I do is incredibly different. And then the space that he has that I have is different.
much different, yeah.
You know what I mean, his one batch of dough I can't even fit in Randy's sometimes. You know what I
Right.
mean, depending on what kind of supplies I have in and how busy
Right.
I was.
Now, are you
wasn't
mixing at Randy's, or do you have to mix somewhere else due to your size?
No, I do everything at Randy's for the most
You have
part.
a 60 quart, 80 quart? What do you
I've-
got, 20 or 40?
So what my fellows at Rocco's call is my Barbie sized pizza maker dough machine is 30 quart.
All right,
Okay.
Yes.
30 quarts. So you just adjust the size. It's all, it's all measurements. That's
yeah,
it.
so generally every day I make-
Percentages of what your original misc is. You know, you break it down to percentages for that. You go to 60 quart to 30 quart, so you're breaking it in half.
break it in half, and then I did that. It'd be salty as hell. So I was
Wow,
the
that's odd.
I was the salty pizza of the valley.
Really?
For the beginning, yeah, when I first
So
opened.
breaking it down to percentages.
Yeah, it doesn't come out the same way. And even if I take the same recipe and I put it in my dough machine to my father's dough machine, which is an 80 quart, completely different consistency of dough comes out.
So,
Temperature's
he's making his
different.
mix in an 80 quart?
Yeah, he has an 80 quart.
Okay, so you're going down to 30 quarts, so you're,
Yeah.
50 quarts left. So,
Significantly different. But the craziness is because the
You figured
space
it
that-
out, though. You were
Completely.
able to make the adjustments that were
On
necessary,
my
and
own.
you got to where you are.
On my damn
No,
own.
it's a trial. It's a process of trial and error, is what it is.
Now, do you offer also or incorporate Lebanese food in your establishment?
Oh,
Or-
absolutely.
You do?
Oh, in any way I can.
You
know what I
do?
mean?
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. If I have it and I can do it,
You offer it.
absolutely, for sure.
Okay.
And what's your favorite food? I gotta ask.
What's my
For
favorite
Lebanese,
food?
like Lebanese, Syrian, Middle Eastern. What
Nothing
would be?
beats chicken and doom.
Okay.
Nothing beats
I'm a
chicken and
tabbouleh
doom.
guy. I could eat that
My dad's
all day.
fadouche is
Yeah.
out of this world. I went to Lebanon back
Kibbe
in
nay.
2016.
I love the raw
Love
meat.
it. I
I'm a
love it.
liger.
Yeah, we had that yesterday.
vegetarian
or
over here.
Sunday,
Yeah.
Monday, Labor Day. We
You
had
know,
that with
Yeah.
mint,
I'm not.
fresh
I'm not
mint,
eating grass. I'm
olive
eating
oil.
fucking meat.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that was good.
Yeah, I can eat that. I can
Fucking
eat that by the plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some good stuff right there. Some steak, some chicken, some doom.
Yeah.
Some fresh pita bread.
My niece
That's
said
good.
to me, "Uncle Joe, you're gonna eat that raw meat." You goddamn right I am, Christina.
Definitely.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's good. Well,
Your pizza was great.
Oh, very good.
awesome.
I
Very
enjoyed
good.
it.
Only thing I have to ask is, hey, give a shout out to anyone you want, and what's your advice? What's your advice to people in the pizza industry? What do you think, something that you might have struggled with, or something you've learned, or something that you think will be beneficial
Should
for
talk
those?
closer to the.
So, I mean, I guess, honestly, stress. Learn how to manage stress. If you can't manage stress, you're not going to make it through in this industry for sure. But the outcome of excitement and joy that comes out of just seeing every single product of food that you put into a person's hand, I think it's obsolete. Like, nothing beats that.
No.
If I could make every single item of food that I make and deliver as well, it'd be ideal. I'd love to see that person's face every single time and that feedback. Like, it's everything. Whether it's good feedback or bad feedback, that's how you learn. That's
what
how
it
you
is.
make it better.
Yeah,
honestly.
you take the good with the bad in this
That's
business. There's a lot more good. The problem is you don't hear the good.
Right.
You're going to hear bad just because, bad just has nothing else better to do than just be bad. So they want to scream. And you can't just let. I often say to many people, you got to forge ahead. You make a decision, live with your decision, and don't look behind you, because when you look behind you, that's how the car is going to get in a wreck. And looking behind you is looking at all the bad.
Well, you know what they
understand
say.
what I'm saying? So
Negativity is a stepping stone to success.
anything brought to you negative,
So,
it's because
I
you're
mean,
successful.
It should actually fuel you to make better. You know what I mean?
Constructive criticism is the best.
Of course.
Nothing beats
Well,
it.
Absolutely.
constructive's one thing, but criticism without value
Or just
is
idiots,
a fucking asshole.
morons.
No, it's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
The sauce I didn't like. The crust wasn't made to my liking. Okay, you've really defined yourself here, and can you do me a favor and just jump off the next cliff you see?
Literally.
You're not explaining yourself. You're not. And two, if that was the minor thing, then give me a call and let me make it better for you.
Definitely.
So you're doing it right, and
Yeah.
you got to live with all the good. Virtually, just remember that. That stress you don't need.
It's another reason why I don't like the whole DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats.
Oh, we just had they stole the
don't-
order yesterday.
You don't get that personal.
Did they really?
Yeah.
So what was it? A $200 fucking order.
No, you're lucky you don't deal with them.
You
They
know,
literally,
$200
and this
order,
happens
they-
3-4
they-
times a month.
They steal your fucking order?
They steal but
The
we're
people
able to
take the
contact-
order up.
They take the order.
The customer calls and says, "Where's my food?" I said, "I don't know. You ordered from DoorDash and Grubhub." I gave them the food. They confirmed it.
They confirmed it.
Oh, well, the food never came. Well,
$200
unfortunately, you're going to have to reorder it through us. I'll make it immediately. You're
And we
going to
straighten it
have
out
to
then with
pay.
Slice.
I have to charge you because I'm not getting that money from DoorDash. I lost that now.
Right.
You
and
have to-
so did you.
Yeah, well, he canceled his
Him,
order.
meaning.
And then they bought it through us.
They actually, I believe they get their money back. Don't quote me, but I mean, they should as a customer. They canceled their
I think
order.
they
I
do.
think they do.
They did,
And
yes.
then-
Oh, Ashton, they did?
Yeah,
Okay.
they got their money back and then paid for us. But again,
Think about the ridiculous of it, though.
it's just nonsense.
It's like coming in, you confirm the whole goddamn
This
order.
is what the world's becoming, huh?
Yeah, they want to feed a whole freaking slew of people
they
down
probably
to see the beach.
Yeah, bro. They went to the pool with
they
it.
were swimming the last day at the pool. It was their extra day. They handed in freebie. Come and get it.
Yeah, lastly, how about you're right at a college campus, so you got Lehigh. And I tell you what, you're competing with, I don't want to name names, but two
Name the
big
fucking
shops.
names.
Well, Campus Pizza and, Lehigh Pizza. They've been
Yeah.
there forever, 40,
Yeah.
50 years. You just came in and like whacked them like really fast. So what percentage of your business is over there at the campus? And how do you keep them coming? Because every year you have a new class
Well, real
coming.
quick, you're close to Moravian, though, too.
No, she's on the other side.
She's close to Moravian.
I'm within delivery range of Moravian.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's
You're in
good.
Southside. You're right
I
where
am
the
exact-
C-Town is, right?
Yeah.
Just go over the
But
bridge.
she's still-
She's
Moravian.
looking at
She's still
Lehigh
at-
from
she
her
has-
window.
Actually, you know, you're right by Lopez Fish Market.
Completely, yeah. It's right.
Yeah, that's my boys, man. I pick up my grapes there. Shout out to Fernando.
Let's get the octopus. What are we waiting for?
Yeah, we'll get it next week.
Yeah, no,
Actually, I got to go there at the end of
But
the month
go
to get
ahead.
grapes.
Yeah.
But
Le-
go ahead.
So with Lehigh's actually a huge part of my my business.
Good.
On and off though. So like I'm only in my third year, which is not a long time, but
You're at your peak year, really.
yeah, which is it's honestly in my third year. Summer times are always a little bit slower because
Yeah.
all those thousands
Yeah,
of
the
kids are
transient
gone.
and stuff. Yeah,
Sure.
that
I mean,
happens.
and Bethlehem itself transformed Southside Bethlehem into student housing. Most of 3rd Street and 4th Street is all student housing.
Yeah, but they're
Oh,
revamping
it's
that.
really?
Music Fest.
Oh,
and
completely.
activity in August.
Yeah, and Music Fest takes away from me too at points too because they are so predominant on having their
Yeah.
food trucks and their food
Yeah.
on site.
You
their
don't get much
tickets.
traffic as you think you would.
No,
People
but,
don't realize
but
that they could stop.
I did though this year. This
Oh.
this
Oh,
summer,
so you had a turnaround.
I did. So this summer was the first time that Lehigh had their foreign exchange program open.
Oh, okay.
Since COVID.
That's a lot of fucking kids, probably.
It was. I've had my best summer yet that I've had
Wow.
in 3
Good for
years.
you.
So that was huge.
All right, good.
And being that they are foreigners, and I am half foreign. My father's not from this country. I connect with them, and
Do you speak
sure.
Lebanese?
I understand it more
It's
than I
Arabic,
speak it.
Lebanese.
Well, what the
My
fuck,
God,
Lebanese,
it's fucking
Arabic?
Arabic.
I don't
Jesus
fucking know.
Christ. Do you speak Syrian? What? It's fucking Arabic.
I mean,
Arabic.
every dialects, but yeah, no. So I understand more of it than I speak it, but yeah. So I think it definitely has played an advantage. I feed into my culture as much as I can. I love it. It's
Well, I think culture is a good thing. We need it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know,
There's not
culture,
enough
you
of
need
it.
it. I mean, we're all cultural people right here at this table.
Yeah.
You know, so
Diversify.
our heritage
Yeah.
is what makes us.
We're actually going next year to Lebanon.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to go to
we're gonna
Lebanon
go to
next
Lebanon
year.
next year.
Do you have
should be a good
plans?
time.
Yeah.
We have a family who has a house there. So, and
We have quite a few family members
yeah, we have
that
a
have houses there.
And my mom's, with the house she was born in, is still in Syria.
Okay.
So I'm going to definitely meet my dad and my son and my cousin Gus. We're going to all try to go there in a couple days. And
The
check
house is
that
all,
out.
it's remodeled and stuff. It's in the village. So, you know, it's, I have no more, the roots back to Sicily for my family is kind of truly evaporated. You know, the farms and everything where my father was born and my uncles were born, it's kind of was sold off from what I would understand. So to take them back, there's not much to show them. You know, the house in the city in Carini, that was sold from what I was told. So, you know, in Lebanon and Syria, they could see their roots. So, you know, that's to me, I mean, I spent 6 to 7 months of my life in Sicily, you know, when I was younger. And with vacations my father took me on. It changed my life greatly. It truly did change my life greatly.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Well,
Here's one question. Did you ever think you'd be sitting here at this table with all of us?
On-
In all your life, think about your father's shop. Did you ever think you'd see a situation like this where you got pizza shop owners, and Oliver, I mean, he's worked in pizza his whole life. He's around it, so he's as good of knowledgeable to us. Antonio, he's been in the pizza business. Did you ever think you'd see this? I mean, you don't see this in the Lehigh community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't see it.
Honest to goodness, absolutely not.
You know, the Lehigh Valley community. Everybody kind of stands, you know who you know, but God forbid you shake hands or make a commence with anybody because they're the enemy.
Yeah, no, completely, definitely.
It's a crazy kind of mentality guys have, you know?
Especially growing up, being in Phillipsburg. Like, not that I grew up in Phillipsburg, but that's where my parents' restaurant has been. And it's like completely different ballgame. It's like you hate everybody that's anywhere around you. And then
It's a crazy mentality.
it is.
You know,
And then,
Everybody says they have the best.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the
exactly. And then so like when I opened Randy's in Southside, and like obviously not ever being a business owner before or anything outside of just working under my father or in a Michelin star sort of atmosphere, it was a lot to learn in a short time, but there was nothing but like friendliness and like community. Everybody wanted to.
But you wouldn't see chefs at the Michelin level being like that.
No.
When they go to conferences and things, they commiserate. They enjoy. They talk ideas.
Share
you know,
ideas.
they spanned out to know, what are you doing that's good so I can bring it to my kitchen. In the pizza business owner, you don't see that. Guys, I know what I know. You're no good. I make the best. You use shit. And it's just a warped way of how you go about it, where if everybody kind of came together and gave suggestions to each other, say, oh, you had the ability to call somebody up and say, I know you do volume. How do you handle this situation? Think about how much broader your horizons would be.
I call my dad on a daily basis.
And then imagine if your dad had other people that he called, and then he communicated with a community of 1,000 guys.
Yeah.
I've seen that going to the national shows in Vegas, going to the shows in Chicago, going to shows in Atlantic City, going to I've seen, there are groups within this that have that mentality. You know what? We're going to share ideas.
Yeah.
We're going to share philosophy. Are you having an issue with dough? Yeah, I'm having an issue with dough. How can you help me? If just on a local basis, that was so met, what we could achieve as a community of pizza owners would be phenomenal.
I definitely,
phenomenal.
I couldn't agree more, honestly.
Yeah, and to go along with that, I'm gonna steal that idea with the tomb. So I'm making that pizza. I'm gonna get some homemade from my mom or my aunt or someone. I'm definitely using that. That's gonna be a pizza special. Yeah. But again, Miranda, I want to thank you, Antonio.
So Randy's Pizza. Yes. I'm sorry, Randy's Pizzeria. Yeah. She said that to me about 15 fucking times before I wrote it down.
Southside
Miranda
Bethlehem.
Musa, 201 Mechanic Street. This is Southside Bethlehem, right by the casino, right? 610-419-0053. Randy's Pizzeria on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep. Cool.
Well,
There you go.
Miranda, thank you for stopping
Stop and see
by.
Miranda over there. Say hello.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Oh, there you
to
go.
the
Happy
place. There we go.
This fucking horn. Oh my God. It's fucking all right. We'll be back for the third segment, guys. PizzaFellas Podcast, episode 4. And we're gonna have Jay from Catty Corner back on, and we're gonna finish up with some stories. Re-talk about the atmosphere, restaurant atmosphere.
And Antonio's.
And we're gonna have
we got one more.
We have one
Easton.
more pizza from Antonio's in Easton. We're gonna try that out.
Sent us homemade desserts, but they look absolutely.
They look
Phenomenal.
phenomenal.
He makes his own homemade
So we're gonna
desserts.
have that in the next segment.
And hopefully Oliver fucking goes home now because all he fucking does is distract us.
But that's the
He's
Pizza
new.
Fellas podcast. We'll be back shortly.
No words.
All right,
I'm
here
right
we
on top of
go.
you.
We're back here for the final segment of Pizza Fellas Podcast, episode 4. Restaurant atmosphere. Had Miranda on from Randy's Pizzeria in South Bethlehem. Congrats to her and her success. Pizza was delicious. We are now here again. We're going to be eating pizza from another sponsor that helped us out tonight. Go ahead, Antonio.
Which is Antonio's Pizza in downtown Easton, 114 South 3rd Street. Mr. Pasquale, Pat Cresci. I mean, he's been there since, his dad started it. Unfortunately, his dad passed away many years ago.
God bless his soul.
God bless his soul. And that was Antonio Cresci. But he's been there since 88. November, I hope I get this right, Pat, because you said it to me about fucking 90 times. November 25th, 1988. That's when they opened up the
20
place.
days after I was born. November 5th, 1988.
20 days after you were born, Sal.
There you go.
You were born in 88?
Yep.
Okay.
November 5th.
Yeah. I mean, Pat's a good guy. He's a down to earth guy. I mean, his family's in the business. He's in the business. His wife's there. His mom's there. I mean, he's got good pizza. He really, really does. And shout out to him for.
Well, let's try it out. Oliver, you want to pass me a slice quick? Go ahead, Antonio.
He makes phenomenal pizza. He also makes phenomenal cheesecakes. And he gave me a couple to bring in, and we're going to try them as well. And, see what we make of it.
It's a good pizza. Very good.
Thank you.
A very good sauce. Not bad at all. That's good pizza by him. Down in Easton, go check him out. Antonio's Pizza.
Yeah.
Good pie.
Mm-hmm.
You're down in Easton down there. Go stop in here. Have a pie.
I think he's closed on a Sunday.
How long have you known him?
Oh, many, many years. Many years. He's
It's an old-fashioned pie almost.
Yeah.
This is like a pie you ate back in the,
Yeah.
you know, and that's not to knock. It's good. It's more of an old-fashioned pie.
Yeah.
I like it. It's not bad at all.
And you know he gets that. I mean, there's no parking, so you're basically walking to him, or I mean, there's parking, but you got to find it.
Well, it's Easton.
Yeah, it's Easton.
Easton, so you got to walk at least 2 blocks. So you're going to
Exactly.
walk off some hunger, and then you're going to eat some food, and then walk it off, and hopefully find a bathroom from in between the two.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
because you ate such good food.
Is this close to the Circle?
Literally.
It's up the block.
Yeah, right up the block.
Right up the block. Yeah. It's if you're coming down, Northampton Street, and you're coming from like 25th there, it would be on your left-hand side. Mm-hmm. You know, he's got a nice little shop, creative, right? Mm-hmm. With the big frontage with glass and stuff there.
Very old school shop,
Old
which
school,
I love.
yes, yeah, it is old school shop.
You know, I love it. He has beer
that's
in there.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, that's that atmosphere. So you're going into that. It's,
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother part of atmosphere, you know.
yeah. You know,
Some of these
people who
places
eat
with the
pizza-
old school shops, people
Listen.
look for that.
I'm going to tell you something. If he changes his atmosphere in there,
pizza changes.
people are going to fucking bitch and complain,
Leave.
change it back. Because that's what they want. That's what
what they
you know.
do.
Yeah.
I know a place in New Jersey. I'm not going to mention the name, but this guy did like literally $200,000 in renovation, and his business overnight died until a couple came in that he hasn't seen in a while. He's like, I haven't seen you in a while. He's like, well, we don't want to come here anymore because you changed the atmosphere. This is a true story. So he's like, holy shit. They're like, change it back. He changed it back to the way it was. And his
How about
business
that?
came back.
Yeah,
and
you
that's a
want that
true
old-
story.
That's not a joke. That's for real.
It's a small.
The fucking
it's a
place is
small area.
lopsided. I'm not even joking. From one end to the restaurant to the other, you can put a ball, right? And it just rolls. I'm not joking. But he had
That's
to
what
do
people
it.
wanted.
He had to do it,
Well, shout out to
Yeah.
Antonio's.
Yeah, Pasquale. Well, Pasquale, I call him Pasquale, but people call him Pat, short for in Italian.
So
for
Pat Greci,
Pat Greci, yeah.
which is a good pizza family in the valley.
Yeah.
You know, the Creci's have had a lot of
Yeah.
pizza shops, if it's all relationship
Yeah.
and stuff.
Joe Cresci, Anthony Cresci,
Yes, yeah.
which had Victory Pizza, and
Yeah.
I mean, they
Victory was the shit back then.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
these are pizza people, you know?
These are pizza people. It's in their DNA.
You know, it's no different than all of us sitting here at this table. You know, these are old school guys that have been around for a long time, and it's good that we have the ability to bring them on the show and represent for them, you know? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
think about it. It's no different than Miranda coming on. Her father's been in the business for years in Phillipsburg. You know, it's the same kind of thing. It's families that are in pizza. It's a tradition.
Right.
Tradition. You know, it's a heritage.
Well, let's get back quick. We're going to go to the restaurant atmosphere. Again, quick shout out, Antonio's Pizza in Easton, PA.
114 South 3rd Street, 610-253-9977. Go see Pat. Tell him that,
PizzaFellas Podcast sent
Yeah.
Tell
you.
me to show them on the Pizza Fellas.
And that
So
was
you're here to
a
try.
that was a good pie, and you're here to try. That would help us
Yeah.
a lot. And hey, that's great for everyone having success. But let's get back to the atmosphere topic. Excuse me, quick. So I have an article here: top 7 ways to improve restaurant atmospheres. Okay, this was put out in 2021. Background music and visual entertainment is number one.
Wow, did I just say that?
Okay, that's why I'm bringing
No,
it
I'm
up.
just saying, like,
Number
boy,
2.
What do I know?
Number 2, uniforms.
And what do we have?
About your employee.
spend tens of thousands a year on uniforms.
Don't forget about your employee get-ups in your restaurant, ambiance, and budget. Remember, diners interact with the most
How many
the
shirts
most
do
with the
we
person
have?
looking after their table, which means they're crucial
Constantly
on what their
designing a new
overall
shirt.
experience is and what they're wearing.
I do miss all the pizza shops wearing the white Dickies. That's what they
Yeah, but
all
it's
wore
a
in
it's
the
a whole new
past.
time and age. So we're constantly, and my staff, when we bring in uniforms, people are just they're excited, and it brings a whole new vibe. I'm passing it out to them. I mean, I just spent $3,000, bought all this stuff. I show the gear, hats. Today, I
Yep.
just gave one of my guys our military hat. He's like, I've been wanting that for the longest time. I was like, well, Tom, why didn't you ask me? What do you think? I want to sit in here getting dust on it? I thought you had one. You know, he got it. He's like, I'm going to cherish this.
He was
it's
appreciative
morale.
of it.
It's a thank you. It's
advertising when they wear it out.
But look, I buy this for you to wear.
Because they leave
jackets my guys.
You're real quick. Your employees leave work. Where the hell are they going?
I could make
They're
more
going
money
straight
to
to the
my
bar.
pocket if
The
I didn't
bar,
buy all
that's
these
what I was
shirts.
gonna say.
I would love like 60-70% of your employees are going to go out still, especially at a pizza because the bars are still open.
Yeah, I mean,
so what are they wearing?
I got a Crush shirt, and when I go to kids' practices, things like that, people always comment on the shirts I have.
I
on
got my
Yeah.
yellow.
shops.
There you go. He's got Biagio's all yellow on right there.
You know, these are gear that we put together for that reason.
So number 3, cleanliness.
Big
Right?
time.
I think that should be number one.
We talked about it with the bathrooms.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So cleanliness, just keeping simply like it says, keeping it clean. Number 4, what did we talk about? Colors.
Big.
Colors.
Big time.
How big they are. You know,
Yep.
it says consistent messaging is how customers become familiar with the brand.
Internal colors.
Think about McDonald's Golden Arches, the Coca-Cola Red, okay? From napkins to countertops to color palettes to whatever it is, your brand is, you know? That Burger King orange, you know? Whatever it is, Subway, green and yellow. Those colors connect with their customers, so that's definitely big.
Black and yellow, isn't it? Black and yellow?
What?
Subway.
No, green and yellow.
Green and yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
green and yellow.
I don't go to Subway, so I'm not, no, don't knock against them, but
Number 1 franchise in the world?
God bless them.
Is that right? Is it really?
Yeah,
just
it
don't have
surpassed
over.
McDonald's.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No.
When
God
did that
bless
happen?
them.
Well, number 5, table placement, which is interesting. Table placement,
I was
interior
gonna-
design, layout,
I was going to
stuff
touch
like
on
that.
that.
Well,
And
boots,
how
boots
big
is
the
a
tables
popular
are.
thing.
Go
How
ahead.
big the
How
tables
tight
are.
they are.
No, I was gonna
Comfort
touch on it.
sitting.
No, I'm saying, what do you have to say about it? Go
No,
ahead.
it was actually table placement, table setting, and food presentation. That all intertwines into one.
Yeah.
So
You can't have the tables scrunched together. You know, we're big guys.
Yeah.
Let's face it. You know, you and I, we're big
Yeah.
guys. We want to be able to sit. We want to eat comfortably.
Right.
You know, I don't want to have
Your
to be,
dining room needs to
like
accommodate
this.
whoever's
Correct.
walking in.
Well, let's talk about that real quick because I hate that when I go to like.
Well, you're a skinny guy. You don't have that problem.
Oh, stop.
You know what I
But
mean?
like, there's times I don't like it, but then there's times like, for example, I'll give a shout out Henry's Salt of the Sea. You go to that fucking place and you sit at the table in the middle. You're,
Great place.
If
Great
the guy
place.
next to you
That's
at the
old
booth
school,
right
though.
next to you farts, you're smelling that right in your face.
Yeah.
And that's not disrespect. It's just the truth.
Yeah,
but
no,
I don't care. I love it.
But
I love Henry's.
the atmosphere
the
is
atmosphere
on
is
point
on
there.
point. It's old school.
I love
I don't
it there.
mind sitting next to people because those people sitting there are enjoying the same ambiance I'm enjoying. It's when you're in a bigger place or a more, fancier restaurant, and I hate. I don't know about you guys. Real quick, I hate sitting at a fucking two-top. Me and my wife. Just like at a steakhouse or a
I don't
big
do the
restaurant.
two-tops. I always
I
ask
want
for
a
a regular
booth
table.
that fits 6. Why? Because I want to have the whole thing.
Exactly.
I can't deal with that.
You know where I love to sit, and it has to be
Wait,
at certain places.
I have to say this, though. Back to Henry's, though. That's one of those places that if they changed
Yeah.
that interior,
they'd be done.
It's over.
it would
It'd
be
be done.
because that place you go there because of the ambiance in that place and the food on that open kitchen they have there right behind the bar.
Yep.
It is slamming. It is slamming, and you never have a bad meal. Never.
Yeah, it's
Never.
the same as Sal's favorite place, the Chicken Lounge. If they would change
Ah,
that,
shut the fuck up.
it would never be the
You.
same.
That's your fucking
man.
place.
That's your
And
place, bro.
Oliver's posting pictures
They
on
gotta put a fucking
9:30. Who's
plaque
coming?
with your name.
That's like a time machine.
Chicken
that
Lounge. The Chicken Lounge they opened 1970, and they have the same booth, same tables, same everything. The only thing that changed is the paint.
I think Norm was the guy who invented the nachos there. And then Norm ended up going and opening Sibs. I may be wrong with this, but I think Norm was the first manager there. He used to come into Salvatore's at 19th Street, but he started the nachos there.
Yeah, quite a few of their managers over the years opened up their
Yeah,
own
and
places.
I think Norm's family now owns it. He passed.
What were you
but-
going to say, though?
I was gonna say
Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
no. I have it right here. I like. You know where I like sitting? It has to be certain places. I like sitting at the bar.
I do too.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I
best.
love the fucking bar.
You know why?
I love the bar.
You know why I like
There's
sitting at
nothing
the bar?
better than that.
Because I'm a guy that likes to see. I like
Yeah.
to see that. I like to see that. I want to see what's going on in the background. You know what I mean?
And you never want to have your back to the door, though.
No, I always sit to the side.
See, I'm a little different. I sit at the bar because I feel I can get my drink faster.
That's a good point.
And you know what I love the most? Truthfully, I like old school places. Not that I don't like new, improved. Wow, this is. I like the old way of the old way. You know what I mean?
I'll give you 2 shout-out bars right now. Comics, Hotel.
Go ahead.
Oh, you go into there. They still serve you the fucking beer with the plastic Dixie cup.
Yep.
Yo, you drink
Coonsville,
fucking
too.
25 of them.
The
And you're like,
Comics Hotel, man,
what
the
just
best.
happened to me? You got a stack fucking from the pool table to there to the slot machine. You got a pack of cigarettes smoked. 12 fucking cigars are on the fucking thing. And you're sitting there. They're selling fucking dozen clams for $2.
Always gotta
And
go
people
with-
are eating them.
Coonsville too, man.
Coonsville,
you know what?
Staple.
Yeah,
We had
Coonsville
such
is.
a good time there. It was incredible.
I went to the Coonsville Inn. I thought I was at the fucking YMCA.
Oh, it's so clean.
I had the Asian guy was singing karaoke. This group's over here. The Native Americans were here. There was Spanish people
Great
over here. There was
place.
blacks over here. There was whites. Everyone was mingling. I was like, this is fucking America.
They were all getting
This is
along. They were all
America.
got. Nobody
Everyone
was
got
in anybody's
along.
face.
Greatest bar.
This
There's
is fucking America.
everybody's
You know
together.
where's a-
It's
And
awesome.
the food was great.
You know where's
food
an
is
old
great,
school
it
place
is.
as well? Staley's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
the east
another
side.
one.
Oh, yeah, hats off to the
It's like
Phils.
going into a fucking time machine.
It's awesome.
You sit at the fucking stool at the
Yeah.
Red Bar.
The bar is
I enjoy
awesome.
it.
But
Those
I have
are
to
great
say,
places.
talking about remodeling, this goes back probably 25 years. Remember they had the fire?
Yeah.
And they remodeled it a little bit differently. And
Yeah.
they lost a lot of business from that. And then
Yeah.
they kind of had to change it back a little bit.
Yeah. That's
Listen,
a
you
true
go to
story.
these places, that's America.
And they kept
Okay.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's what
awesome.
life's about.
There's a place in New Jersey. It's a hot dog place. There's actually 2 places that I grew up on when I lived there. But there's a place called Rutt's Hut. And
Rutt's Hut, the hot dog.
the hot dog place.
Freaking hot dogs, Rutt's Hut.
It's like
yeah.
going into 1965.
Oh,
They fucking have like chili in a crock pot.
it's
Like,
amazing.
It's fucking
Great.
like-
If you get a chance, though, drive there.
Yeah.
It's worth the drive.
and the other one is
they put a spin on
the
that hot
fuck
dog.
is
It's
it?
worth
What
it.
was the place in Little Ferry that did the...
Hank's Frank's.
No, they did the
Hank's Frank's,
egg and
yeah,
green pepper sandwiches. Everybody go there after the bars.
Oh,
Right in the
peppers and
middle of the
eggs?
highway, too.
it's on a highway.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
in
but
the
it's
middle of
peppers
the
and
highway.
egg sandwich?
Pepper and egg sandwiches. And after the bars closed, it'd be like the Philly cheesesteak shops.
Yeah,
There'd just
yeah,
be a million
What
people
the fuck
there.
is that place in Clifton?
Yeah, it's Lodi or
People love that
Clifton.
shit.
Peppers
No,
and eggs,
there's,
oh,
there's
big
other
thing.
hot dog
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Fort
Peppers
Lee.
and eggs.
Fucking think of it.
Philadelphia, they make big
They would say
peppers and
if
egg
you wanted
sandwiches.
French fries, they would scream in a fucking mic, 1 Frenchie, 1, and they would make French fries. 2 Frenchie, 2, all the way, 1, and they would be like French fries with gravy. What the fuck is that? I gotta look this up.
Look at that.
No, but those
Yeah,
are
but
all
there's
great
some
places.
good. But I wish there was more out there. Actually, I think COVID fucked up a lot of that with a lot of these other bars. You know, some smaller dive bars didn't make through. But
Hot Grill.
Cock Grill.
That's what it's called. The Hot Grill.
There you go.
The Hot Grill. Shout out to the Hot Grill. I grew up on that shit. I mean, it's not shit. It was.
It's still open.
Fuck, it's still open. Yeah.
those places are
they used to say,
legendary.
The president.
Legendary.
Yeah, legendary places.
But at the same time, when I was getting back to that, is most of these bars stayed open. And that's
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
it grew their business.
Yeah.
Because it was an inviting spot in a time where we couldn't deal with
used to
shit.
go
We couldn't
out.
do anything. We'd go out.
We
you know?
go out 25.
Let's
My nephews all. Remember I tell you.
Let's go.
We
Well,
went
here's the
there.
thing. Here's the flip side of all this, right? We're talking about old school shops and places that we liked and loved and this and turned that. So Sal brought up a great point today, and so did Joe. I think it was more Joe than Sal, or maybe both of them. I don't fucking remember because I was bombarded from fucking everybody today. This cocksucker fucking calling me. Him texting me 753 times. Joe in my ear. Sal's this. All good, but...
Hey, Antonio, I didn't text
Your
you.
wife
No,
got
I
a
know.
fever.
Yeah, she has. Shout out to her. I hope she's feeling okay.
Yeah.
But what?
Now he forgot what he's going to say.
All right. Special PBS broadcasting right now. All right.
No,
Ear horn.
but the number one you were saying, Sal, number one experience that you had in a restaurant, where and what?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Any part of the. It
So
doesn't have to be a
could be
pizzeria.
what? Pizza,
Anywhere,
sandwich,
anywhere.
steak,
I'll
whatever
start
you want.
out.
Okay.
I'll start
Start out.
So my number one experience, and I go to Arizona a lot. I have 3 nieces, beautiful nieces there. Ella, Penelope, and Marley. Beautiful nieces. So we go out as much as we can to see them. When we go out there, though, my wife and I, Ashlyn, we go to Maple and Ash in Scottsdale. And just to give you an example of this place is a fucking machine, okay? When I talk about top steakhouses in the country, they have it's a franchise. They have other Maple and Ashes across, Chicago, I believe, New York, somewhere else. But the one in Scottsdale.
It's not a franchise.
Not a franchise. It just has
a well-operated machine of high-end
it has
food.
4 or 5 other restaurants. It's like when I say franchise, I mean the top.
I know what you're saying.
It's like a restaurant group. That
yes,
puts this
exactly.
together with some great chefs.
But this place, you walk in, and as soon as you walk in, it's like you're walking through VIP red carpet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people saying hello to you. There's music. I mean, hip, whatever the music is, you want to dance. You're going in, you walk in, the bar's packed. It doesn't matter if it's Monday or if it's Friday or Saturday. The place is packed. The music is bumping. Restaurant, boom, boom, going everywhere. People are serving, right? The food's fantastic. Love getting the tomahawk here. That's all I get. So the one time we go there, I take my dad out, and it's his 55th birthday.
Yeah,
55th birthday. And as soon as we get there, Sal, the one guy, knows me because I go there a lot. He goes, "Oh, your dad's birthday?" I said, yeah, it's my dad's birthday, do something, blah, blah. Okay, we sit down. As soon as we sit down, they bring over a menu. Their legit menu they have, okay, with all the pricing on it that they use to give out to everyone, and they print on it, "Happy fucking 55th birthday, Joe Ruffino."
No shit.
And they give it
I
to
have it
you
in my
to
office.
put it in a plaque.
I have it in my office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, just that little simple, they didn't even say, they sat us on our seat. The server came over, and that's the first thing they gave it to you.
Wow.
They sang and
That's
stood
They
on
impressive.
the
sang,
chair,
they stood up on the chairs.
Yeah,
They did.
it was-
But
it
that
was
was
a
the
nice
first thing they
presentation.
did to you.
I have it on my phone. I think.
It
Somebody
was,
recorded it,
and it was awesome. But
That was a great
and then
fucking time.
just that experience alone, I go back every time we go to Scottsdale. I make it a point to have dinner there. That is
Wow.
That's one of my top restaurants
Excellent restaurant.
ever been, and
And services.
service
oh
is
my
phenomenal.
God.
Drinks are
Service.
fucking phenomenal. But if you're ever in Scottsdale, go to Maple and Ash. That place is awesome.
Great
Any stay
place.
there.
Great
Great
place.
place, though. Great place.
Oh my God! So I have a place in it's actually in southern Italy, a town called Agropoli, which I actually was born in. Well, they brought me to the fucking hospital. I was born in a hospital. I'm not from there, but so we were there. I think it was 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, and there's this place on top of a mountain, and you overlook the Mediterranean. So this place is called Il Diavolo, which means the devil. So I'm like, let's go try this place. So all right, we go try this place. They make pizzas. Pizzas in Italy are 12 inches,
Yeah.
But all they have is peasant food. There's no fucking chicken
best
parm in
food.
Italy. Get it out of your fucking heads. There's no meatball parm in Italy. Get it out of your fucking heads. There's nothing of that existence. You were eating what was available. And at the time, you had zucchini flowers. You had eggplant. You had buffalo mozzarella. You had, God knows, I can't even remember. We must have went there not once, not twice. I think almost every fucking night we were there.
Eating there.
Eating there at the same place. At one point,
Having a different meal each night.
every night. At one point, the guy would recognize me, would run across the street, stop traffic to let us through. Sit over here. Sit over here. Because in Italy, you don't tip. There's no such thing. But I would always tip the guy. Because, he's doing a service. You got to tip these people. But in Italy, they don't use that. You're tipping this guy. I thought this guy was going to come back to America with me. But the food, out of this world.
I'm going to probably bring it back to pizza when I say this. And it was pre-COVID. We went to Bronx, New York. There was a pizza slice gathering. International. It was a international slice convention or something. But it was out in the streets of Bronx. They shut everything down. Saw a bunch of Italians. Oh, hey, Joe, hey, we're going. So I get up there. My family has to go do their thing because the moment I enter those areas, I start seeing a lot of people I know. So the conversation, one after another. So I end up getting to see, and I actually met him for my first time, was John Arena, which this guy, listen, he meets hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people a year. John's a great pizzaiola. He has Metro Pizza in Las Vegas, and I believe he just opened up a place in California, but you know, and Chris Decker, I believe, which Chris Decker's a renowned pizza maker, he's part with him. He was there. I only shook hands with him. I didn't get to conversate with Chris, but very cordial people. I mean, these people are very nice to talk with. So John, the pie he brought there was his Sicilian. And, you know, so I go over there, and I think it was Jimmy O'Neill I was with. Remember Jimmy O'Neill?
Yeah, he just shouted us out.
He
He's
just
got
shouted
his
us out from
podcast.
Florida. I'm mentioning
Fort
it because
Myers.
we recalled we were there together.
Works for a
right now
liquor
he's-
company.
No,
right now he's not.
No, he's working for a whiskey company right
Oh, he
now.
is? All right.
A whiskey
All right.
company
He
out
was
in
with
Florida.
Fontanini.
And then
And
he
then
was
he was
with
at Ezzo,
Ezzo,
and
and,
then-
now he's with a whiskey company. Go ahead.
So anyway, we go over, and he's like, you got to taste this. You got to taste
I'm sorry,
this.
Joe. Are you smoking a blunt?
No, his backwoods.
Fucking guy.
Backwards.
Yeah. So back to the story. Long and short of this, quick. He brings out the Sicilian, and I start to talk to him about what he does. And it's like a par-baked Sicilian, but what he does, and I think if I'm not incorrect, because this is going back quite a few years, he then has the ability that he freezes it. And he does like a 24-hour freeze, and then he distributes it out to the establishments, you know, to the places, because they have a commissary where they take care of this one item for it. I'm going to tell you, man, he made it was a Sicilian with pepperoni. It had a good thickness, probably about a good 2 inches. But the crack on that crust, and just I want you to think about this. You're in New York. You're not using the ovens that you use. You have to adapt to the environment you are. Mm-hmm. It was like one of those wow moments for me eating pizza and talking to him and tasting. And it was a phenomenal Sicilian. I remember saying to him, I says, I wish I had the space in my store to duplicate what you're saying, because I could see, you know, I guess by freezing it, it helps remove water. And then it creates a lighter, crispier crust. But I could tell you, if you're probably ever in Vegas, or if you ever hear about, right now I think One Bite's having a slice thing in Coney Island, and it's probably worth the ticket for you to go. I bet you that Sicilian, he's going to be there, because I believe they are going there. It's well worth it to wait on that line. I was fortunate. I got walked up by the people that I knew. Great Sicilian. Shout out to him. John Arena, Chris Decker. As a matter of fact, I think it was just John's birthday, so happy birthday to him. I saw that. But again, you know, you wouldn't find that in the Lehigh Valley, but in the national community of pizza, this is how you conversate. There's no secrets.
You network.
There's no, my recipe is your recipe. And it's not, I don't have a secret here, because it's all in percentages what we do. If you're making your dough in percentages, we all can make the dough. If you're making it in
And
measurements,
human nature, it doesn't matter.
it's a different thing.
At the end of the day, everyone's going to use their own
They're
little
going to
touch.
use what they use.
Correct.
They're going
But
to use their own little touch.
A great
to their thing.
Sicilian, and actually, probably after that, it took me to the point where I could try to push my Sicilian where I've pushed it to.
Odeezy, Speezy.
Yeah. Speaking of service,
Let's listen to this shit. Huh?
no, it was I think the craziest was Lebec Finn. I'd never been at a real upscale restaurant in my life. I got my job, so I was allowed to take out my customers. We go to Lebec Finn. So Lebec Finn opened in 1970 in Philadelphia, right on Rittenhouse Square on Walnut Street. And Georges Pierre's the owner. So he was on a strict schedule. He was actually ended up getting 5-star. There was only 17 Michelin star, 5-star restaurants in the country. And that was based on his being like the fixed schedule, also having the white table, the great service.
Yeah.
He decided to loosen it up a little bit in 2007, and then he lost the star, so he went back to that. But I went there, so it was $125 a head. And this probably goes, I think, to 1999. I had to get special approval at my company to take 15 psychiatrists there. And I told them, like, they couldn't get crazy with the liquor. But then one of the psychiatrists says to me afterwards, can we do an after-dinner drink? And I didn't think it would be that expensive. And he orders, and it's Louis the 12th or 13th or 11th, whatever it was.
Oh, man.
Right, that bill came, so it was $125 a person for the meal,
Right.
The drink was $175.
Cost
each.
more than meal.
That's
$175
the fucking nothing.
We're talking 1999 though.
I'll tell you fucking 2023 when I stand.
But I think the craziest part about that place, my favorite thing, I was in awe that every time you set down a utensil, they came and you barely even noticed. They just switched it out. You know, you put your fork down, your knife, boom, you got a clean one. And two, one of my pet peeves, taking away dirty dishes.
Yeah, I'm
empty
the same
cups,
way.
gone in a second. You drank half your soda, half your drink. Well, bottom line,
and it's just service like that is crazy.
I was so in awe of the service. I can't even remember what the food tasted like because I was just amazed by the service. I mean, servers, the males in tuxes, and things like that,
everything like that.
And it was just a
great
phenomenal
place.
experience. And then, unfortunately, he was in business from 1970 with that restaurant to I think it was 2011. He had multiple restaurants at that point. He was the number one person.
He was one of the famous ones.
Yeah, and he sold it to one of his chefs who ran it out of business in a year. So, and that was kind
All
of
right.
But
Well,
that's it.
those
we
are
spinning
good
the wheel?
stories. We're going to spin the wheel. One last thing. I got a quick thing to end off the topic for episode 4 from Justin Corsa, owner of Enter.net, our editor. Shout out to them. Juice, we call him Juice. He's the Juice Man. He sent me this. In May of 2022, they had a survey that went on with customers, and it says, what do consumers choose local restaurants? Why do they choose it? What's the main things they choose local restaurants over chains? And 87% said they like to support a local business. 85% said items on their menu, certain things they like. 71% said food quality, ingredients.
Okay.
70% said flavors of the food. Are they interesting, tastier? You know, if you have a crazy special, etc. And coming up at 69%, atmosphere.
Yep.
Atmosphere, ambiance, etc. Then it goes on to say other ones, but atmosphere is just up there, below the top guys. So it's very important.
Still in the top 5.
Still in the top 5.
Still in the top
Number
5.
4.
And, I could say atmosphere and ambiance, like we just talked about, sometimes oversees the food quality or the flavors of the food because of what just happened with Jay's example and Oliver's example. Sometimes it's not about how great or quality the food was, but that atmosphere and ambience got you there. So our big thing this episode was just, hey, bring people on, let you know, hey, you got to have some good atmosphere. Have some good ambience. Don't be afraid. All the things we went over, colors, TV, etc. Just go about it. Go about it the right way. And if you're an old school pizza shop, leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah, don't mix it.
Don't mess it up. But we will spin the wheel here again. Let's do a quick shout out to the pizza shops that came today.
So it's Randy's Pizza, Miranda again. She's still here somewhere
Randy's
in the house.
Pizzeria.
I
I
don't know
think
where
she's
she went.
inside
Gigi's
because
giving her a
with my
tour.
mom.
201 Mechanic Street, South Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 610-419-0053. Follow her on Facebook and Instagram at Randy's Pizzeria. That's Randy's Pizzeria. Miranda stopped by. That was a great thing. And our other
Sponsor
pizza for tonight was Antonio's Pizza, Pasquale Crisci, Pat Crisci. 114 South 3rd Street, Easton, PA, 610-253-9977. Does he have a Facebook? I think he does. Just look up Antonio's Pizza.
And go support it.
Downtown.
If you're downtown Easton for all those festivals, go grab a slice.
And get
A cheesecake.
A cheesecake. He gave us some. It's on the
Strawberry
table. We're gonna
cheesecake
try it
with a
after
cheese-
this because I'm full. But we're definitely gonna try it after
They
the
look
podcast.
absolutely delicious.
Thank you
All right.
again, Pasquale. Thank you again, Miranda.
We are going to take a shot because we have to take a shot before we spin the wheel like we always do. Let's pass the Buffalo Trace. Shout out to Buffalo Trace. If you want to sponsor the PizzaFellas podcast, you know where it's at. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify. Shortly this week, we will be up on Apple Podcasts. And again, we were kicked out of
Oliver, you got a
YouTube.
chocolate?
I'll bring a little touch on that. Unfortunately, they thought that our podcast had severe language and a little bit of misinformation. But again, nowadays, everyone else is coming up with their own shit. I'm not here to fight it. I'm just here to be a real American and enjoy time with my friends. We're going to take a shot. We're going to spin the wheel. Here we go. As we pour the shots. Oh, thank you. We got the shot glasses here. I hope you land in the same fucking one. It's going to be hilarious. Oh, yeah. Oh, EHT Taylor. Cheers to that. I guess I'm just a fucking
What we got?
EHT Taylor. Or EH Taylor.
Salute.
Salute.
Someone's gonna win this. Cheers, boys.
Salute. That was good. All right, guys. That is episode 4, PizzaFellas Podcast. Again, thank you to our pizza sponsors. Look at you. You got fucking ink all over your foot. How was that me?
You spilled the fucking thing.
That wasn't fucking me.
Sal, I said, look.
Unbelievable. Anyways, thanks to Jay. Jay from Catty Corner.
Thank you very much for having us, guys.
Again, shout out to all our sponsors. We got Enter.net. Okay, thank you for Randy's Pizza and Antonio's and all the other places that we sponsored tonight. Episode 5 will be coming out Sunday also. Not coming out, we'll be recording Sunday. And it's going to be first football Sunday, gentlemen. So I think we'll be excited about that.
If you got a shop, you want to be on the show, let us know.
Let us know, okay? Again, if you're a shop out there, guys, last thing, and you want to be on here, we love having you on.
Yeah, message us. Message us and
Friends
let
with
us know.
everybody.
We'd love to have everybody
Message
on.
us. Let us love to have you on. PizzaFellas Podcast. Shop, cigars, bring it on. Yeah, if
Beer
you're bourbon,
distributors,
beer
liquor
distributors,
stores, we
whatever
drink
you
it
are,
all.
you can come hang out with us, smoke a cigar, have a shot of whiskey, drink some wine, maybe engage in Antonio's and Oliver's engagements. You'll have fun.
And don't forget, October 1st and 2nd, Northeast Pizza and Pasta Show, booth 419, Internet. We're going to be down there. You're going to see Juice and all of us. We're going to be doing some live podcasts from there. So it's going to be a good time. Booth 419, October 1st and 2nd, Internet. We just actually saw the picture of what he's putting up. It's freaking sexy, Juice. It's sexy. So look for us. Look for the color green because it's going to be booth 419, Internet, and we're going to be doing live podcasts from
Live
And
giveaways.
on another note, it's not finalized, but it's 99.8% there that there's actually a competitor in the pizza competition that actually we're gonna sponsor. So we'll get into that as the days come. Okay.
All right. Well, there you go, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys again. Episode 4. That's a wrap.
Thanks again.
Peace out.
It's a PizzaFellas Podcast. Turn your speakers up, we better have a blast. Grab a drink, fill a glass, light a cigar, come on, let's make it last. Pizza Talk with Sal and Joe, Oliver, Antonio. Pizza stories, they gon' tell us. Let's have some fun with the Pizza Fellas.